All right, hello, and welcome to this video. We are going to be discussing EPCAL. And, I did a hike there. If you haven't seen it, take a look at it. But we have to talk about the plans that they have for this. And these are the areas here that will be destroyed if this site is developed. Just showing you some of the pictures here of what we could lose here. And it's lots of pines. That we could lose here. All of this we could wind up losing if this site is developed. These are just some of the areas here showing you what we could lose here. And absolutely beautiful scenery here. This is on the northern end of the western runway. All right, so here we go. More pictures and more pictures. Look at these beauties right here. And all this could be gone if they get away with this. So when we look at the Calverton Habitat Review, this is from the Riverhead site here. You will see here this area right here. All right, so keep an eye on this area right here. All right, so this green here they have listed as high quality woods, I think, or subprime quality woods. I'm not sure, but you see this is how they're going to subdivide it. All right. And then this is where they're going to build this stuff. So you see all this stuff? This is where we were walking. This is where we were walking. This is where they're going to build. They're going to build here and here. All right? It's absolutely awful that all of this will be gone. So if we look at Google Earth right here, at the Google satellite here, you would see that all of these woods here, this is where we walked. This is where we walked. This whole area right here. See all the pines? All this would be knocked down. All this. So it's a huge chunk of forest here that would be knocked down. All right. And they admit it in the report that they would knock that stuff down. So we go back to the report here. You see here that they preserve some stuff, but a lot would be lost. And see, again, here's another look here. So this is as it is now. And this is with the development. Look at all the buildings that they would build here. On top of these woods here. So most of these woods here that we walked in will be gone. It will be gone, as well as woods on this side too. All right? Which is unacceptable. They can't get away with this. So if we look at the actual thing here, you will see here in this document here that they have the majority of the existing habitat that would be zoned for ultimate development and subject to clearing of the result of the proposed action would occur in this community type, pitch pine oak forest. That's pine barrens, all right? They said large blocks of the pitch pine oak forest would be preserved at the subject to the north of the eastern runway and to the south of both runways, particularly within the lands of the core preservation area. It is also anticipated that additional pitch pine will occupy the site over time as preserved areas supporting tree plantation. Furthermore, the proposed action has been the areas of pitch pine oak forest to be preserved represent a significant upland. So they're preserving some of it on the ends, but they're still losing a lot of it. Pitch pine heath oak land, scattered pockets within the southeastern portion of the site. North of the eastern runway, that area would be preserved under open space. So you get to the idea of where they're going to wind up doing this development. All right? And again, let me explain to you something here. All right, so there's some more information here in this thing here. Let's see. They talk about the species on the site. So this is basically environmental summary here of some of the species that they found here because they had to by law provide an environmental report here. But let me go back to this here, and then we're going to read the latest news. All right. So this area right here, and I'm going to circle, this is the area where we walked. All right, so this is a very important area for birds. All right. Actually, let me go to the Google Maps. I'd rather use that. Let me go to Google Maps. This is a very important area for birds right here. All right, so you have a lot of birds. I noticed when I was hiking, you have a lot of wildlife. This is what you call a grassland woodland interface. So you have a lot of wildlife that uses this interface to hunt and forage and stuff like that. So if you knock all this down and put buildings here, you are disrupting. If you knock all this down, which is what they want to do, they want to basically destroy most of this here. All right. you are severely impacting the habitat of a lot of creatures and wildlife. So again, this is why this development does not fit with this area. It must be stopped. The sale must be stopped. However, Riverhead wants to go right along with it. So the latest information that I have for you is, and this is, they was literally, the agreement was going to expire, and they extended it just so they could agree on it. So it says Aguiar, and let's talk about Yvette Aguiar here. Let's see if we can get her on the screen, because she's the one that's pushing for this. Riverhead hasn't had a decent town supervisor, and I can't even remember when. Every single town supervisor they've had have been. So there is an EPCAL Public Information Forum, 342. That was canceled, I think. All right, so there was one at 342. No, that was the public information. There's going to be another hearing, though, on this, I believe. But let's go to the supervisor. It's funny, she doesn't even have her picture on here. I guess she wants to hide. Let's see. I don't see her her thing here. Let's see. All right, we don't. Unbelievable. She wants to hide from the public, I guess. She doesn't want a face on there. We'll get your face. All right, that's Riverhead Sound Super River. All right, here we go. They try to hide it, but this is her right here. All right. This is the supervisor. She's the one who wants to destroy the Pine Barrens, and this is the one that you have to get in touch with here, because she got to hear from us. This is not acceptable. So let me get back to this article here. All right. So 555 has agreed to move forward with the town's proposal to involve the Riverhead Industrial Development Agency in the $40 million EPCAL land deal. Supervisor Yvette Aguiar announced this afternoon. So today, the attorney for 555, Chris Kent, provided this office with a letter of agreement stating 555 is moving forward with providing the town with assurances necessary to support and move forward with the joint application to transfer the EPCAL property to the IDA, a press release from the supervisor's office said. Kent confirmed to Riverhead Local he has written to the town stating his client has agreed to the town's proposal. The town will hold a public forum on Tuesday at 6 p.m. to explain the process, according to the release. The forum will be held at Town Hall and via Zoom. It will also be live streamed on the town's website. I don't know if speakers are allowed, but I'm going to find out if they are, because I'm going to try to speak. This must be stopped. The Riverhead Community Development Agency, which owns the land, would transfer title to nearly all of its remaining land at the Calverton Enterprise Park, a total of 2,100 acres, to the Riverhead Industrial Development Agency. The IDA would then enter into a lease and project agreement with both the Community Development Agency and 555 affiliate Calverton Aviation and Technology, which require CAT to fulfill the intended development plan required by its current purchase agreement with the town. The lease and project agreement would additionally shift the burden of obtaining subdivision and other approvals to CAT at CAT's expense. Once the lease and project agreement is signed, CAT will pay the town the balance of the $40 million purchase price. That process would take about 6 months. Prior to entering the lease and project agreement, the IDA would first determine that CAT has the financial wherewithal to not only pay the purchase price, but also develop the property in accordance with the development plan spelled out in the current purchase agreement. Without a determination of CAT's ability to fulfill its obligations, the IDA would not be able to enter into a lease and project agreement. After the IDA approves, CAT would proceed with the subdivision application. Once the subdivision approvals are complete, the IDA would transfer to CAT title 1,644 acres. That is the subject of the contract of the sale between the town and CAT. The IDA would then transfer back to the town roughly 500 acres dedicated to municipal uses, the ball fields, land for Calverton Sewer District Wastewater Treatment Facility, and the Henry Pfeiffer Community Center. Last month, 555's attorney said the client had agreed to the framework outlined by Eisler. The town board expected to vote to authorize the transfer. The town board was expected to vote to authorize the transfer to the IDA and the lease and project agreement at its February 15th meeting, but the resolution was not on the meeting agenda. Aguiar subsequently said 555 requested changes at the last minute that town would not accept. The supervisor on February 24th said she directed the town attorney to send 555's attorney a letter giving the purchaser until March 3rd to agree in writing to the terms Aguiar said that were previously negotiated and agreed to. At yesterday's work session, Aguiar said the matter was still being negotiated. Information on Tuesday's public meeting, including Zoom credentials, will be posted on the Riverhead Town website, the supervisor's office said today the matter will be brought before the town board for a vote in the near future. So they really want to try to push this through, and the town wants this land developed. They don't care that it's Pine Barrens. They don't care. They want to try to get away with it anyway. And that's a big problem. This woman does not care about the Pine Barrens. She is an enemy of the Pine Barrens, and she must be stopped. We are in a war against her and the town of Riverhead to preserve these beautiful Pine Barrens. No, not 1 acre should be lost. Not 1 acre, not one tree should be touched here on this site. That's the bottom line. And where is the Pine Barrens Society in all this, you may ask? Well, not present, apparently. Let's go to pinebarrens.org, and we'll see. Let's see, our work. Let's see, any mention on EPCAL here? Not really. Not really. They're not really talking about it. And they don't really have, let's see, news, blog. Let's see what they got here. Bridge to the Barrens blog. Nothing about protecting the Pine Barrens. They like to pat themselves on the back that we've preserved the Pine Barrens when there's still a huge chunk of Pine Barrens we could lose. And they need to be working a lot harder. I don't know why they don't want to stop EPCAL. I don't know why they're not vocal enough about it. I don't get it. I don't get it. They should have it. That should be the first thing you go on their website is to stop Yvette Aguiar and the town of Riverhead from destroying these woods in Calverton. All right? That's the bottom line. They need to stop it. They really do. And they have, I noticed when I was walking on the path, they have a sign that now says no entry beyond this point, sort of where the woods are. That's the land they want to sell. So they want to discourage people or try to stop people from even going there and walk around, which is absolutely ridiculous. There's actually somebody that did walk beyond that. I will be back there. Nobody is going to stop me. We're going to stop this project from happening. We have to do it because this is a pivotal battle in the Pine Barrens here. If we lose these Pine Barrens here, this is a big chunk of Pine Barrens that we're going to lose. We have lost a lot. It shows that there is nothing to stop them from destroying even more Pine Barrens. All right, it's not acceptable. It's not acceptable. They want to sell this. This land should be turned into a state park. How would I do it? This is what I would do, and then we'll wrap up this video. But instead of destroying the woods, what we would do is this whole area right here. All of this, all of it, we'll draw right here. All of this would be turned into a land preserve. All right. Everything you see here in this green circle would be a land preserve. All right. The runways would be leased for events. All right. We probably would. I don't want the racing here, but we could maybe do some model airplanes and stuff like that on the runways. But other than that, the rest of this needs to be a park. All right? That's all there is to it, and I won't accept anything less. All right? The state needs to step in. This is a vital area for drinking water and wildlife habitat. The state needs to come in and tell Riverhead, you can't do this. We're going to take this land via eminent domain. The DEC needs to do it. The state needs to do it. The governor needs to do it. But no, they won't do it because they don't care about the Pine Barrens. And we're fighting a battle alone here to stop this. We're not even getting help from environmentalists that much. And it has to be stopped. Riverhead has to be stopped with this. Supervisor Aguiar, you are not going to get away with this. I'm going to make sure of it. This is war. And if I don't win this war, then it's going to be a very big loss for us here on Long Island, and perhaps the final nail in the coffin for my life here on Long Island, because if we can't protect these Pine Barrens, it shows this isn't a place that values the Pine Barrens, and I don't want to live in a place that hates Pine Barrens. I can go live in New Jersey where they love the Pine Barrens, although it's hot as heck, and I really don't want to live there. But I may have to. It's all part of the plan. This is what we're up against. It all depends on you. Get involved. Town of Riverhead, Supervisor Aguiar. Their phone number is 631-727-3200. And contact them. You can go to their website, townofriverheadnewyork.gov. Give this woman a piece of your mind. Tell her that we should protect those pine barrens and stop this development. She's worried about a lawsuit. Well, seriously, lady, you care more about money than you care about the environment. You care more about money than you care about people. So what? Let them sue. Let them sue. We saved these beautiful woods, and I think that's the most important thing. All right? Money, you can always get money, all right? But when it comes to this kind of beauty here that you see, this is priceless. You cannot put a price on this. All right? So I want to thank you for watching. Please get involved and help us. All right? Stop Riverhead from destroying this land. Thank you for watching.